federal Obama appointed judge, this is in the last 2 or 3 hours, just blocked. You guys are not going to like this. Some of you guys, Abdul, my buddy Abdul, shout out. Abdul's going to like this. He's a foil to a lot of you. You guys are not going to like this though. A federal Obama appointed judge just blocked the Trump administration's $100,000 H1-B fee. If you recall, there's been a lot of discussion around the whole H1-B program. Trump is, trying to placate his base, I suppose you could say. So he's like, you know what, we're going to make these H1Bs hard to get into. We all know about the H1Bs. We know they're abused. Fox News just did some whole thing about there's these Indian diploma mills. You can pay like $3,000, get a fake diploma, then use that to get an H1B, which I saw it and it only made sense up to the point because like they're doing that with Canada, which I understand. H1Bs make less sense because you're tied to your employer with an H1B. And if you scam your way into a job, but then you can't do the job, you're like, I lied. And then they're like, hey, you don't know computer programming or whatever it is you're meant to be doing. Then they fire you and then you just have to leave. So that doesn't make as much sense to me. I'm sure there's probably more to it. Maybe you guys know more than I do. But the fee is scrapped. It's scrapped. Now, I believe Congress can still pass this $100,000 H1B fee. Probably a long shot. I saw some tech companies, even with the 100K, they're still hiring these H1Bs. They're still just like, excuse me, they're still hiring lots of them. They're still coming in. They have dropped. H1B approvals dropped from 400,000 in 2024 to 330,000 last year. So a little less than 20%, which is some kind of progress. I know a lot of you are like, we wanted to go to zero. That's not going to happen. It's some kind of progress though. However, and this is kind of an interesting wrinkle in this entire H1B debate. If you ask me, did anybody ask me? No, but it's my show. So I can just really say whatever I want. But the JOLTS report, which is job openings, came out last week, maybe on Friday, sometime last week. The JOLTS report. The U.S. currently has, this is almost surprising to me, 7.6 million job openings. It went up 731,000 last month, right? Because I talk to a lot of you, and talking to a lot of you, it makes it seem like it's tough out there. And, you hear it's tough out there. I know in Canada it is difficult, but I'm not in Canada. I'm in America, right? And here there's tons of jobs, 7.6 million job openings. There's actually more job openings than unemployed people in this country, which is crazy to think. But there's literally more unemployed. Now, not everybody can do any job, obviously. If I had to guess, my guess is that there's a lot of high-skilled jobs available, and there's a lot of low-skilled people who are unemployed. And so there's the disconnect, which there's going to be a lot more, in my opinion, unskilled, unemployed people. I just saw McDonald's is right now rolling out an AI drive-through assistant. It's called Arch AI is what it's called. They're rolling this out. They're testing it. Apparently it's over 90% accurate, which if you had to ask me how accurate is the person I'm talking to at a McDonald's drive-through, I'd be like, yeah, probably around 90%. That's what the grade I would give them. So the AI is already as good as the person working the drive-through at McDonald's. It is crazy. I mean, I don't really begrudge these McDonald's employees who have just gradually watched themselves get just phased out. Like, if you walk into a McDonald's now, it's normal that there's no cashiers. It's actually quite normal. There you go. It's just all these digital, ordering things. If you're lucky, there'll be one cashier, but there's no cashiers anymore. And we just kind of slowly watch that happen. I'm sure, I don't even know how old these are. They're definitely weren't around 10 years ago. And now they're just like, yeah, that's how it is. It's just like you order on a screen. I don't have to explain anything. There's no mix up. There's no misunderstandings. It's just like I punched it in and they gave me my food. It's better. But those were people's jobs, unskilled people's jobs. What are they going to do? I don't know. But what I can tell you, back to this, about these, a lot of these high-skilled job openings available in this country and a lot of these low-skilled unemployed people, is that, you guessed it, even more H1Bs. You get an H1B, you get an H1B, you get an H1B. We're all getting H1Bs. Exciting. And I know Trump got a lot of your hopes up that he would just cut off immigration. But I have really, really bad news for you. Those of you who are like, there needs to be zero immigration. I don't have great news for you, which is that if Trump can't do it, no one will. Like literally nobody will. He was the best hope of really reining this stuff in. And, he's doing little things here and there that's maybe, pumping the brakes on this stuff. But let me tell you, should we get a Democrat president in 2 years from now, roughly, buddy, it's over. It is over. He was literally the last hope. And it's just like, yeah, he closed the southern border. That's good. Still 100 million illegals in this country. That's not good. As I said, almost 2 years ago now, when he got elected, a year and a half, you're like, if you just do the math, you're like, you cannot physically deport all these people. It's just not possible. You can deport a small fraction of them, and most of them are just going to wait it out, lay low until President Ocasio-Cortez gets inaugurated, and then they're just going to go back to living their lives with zero fear of being deported because they're not going to get deported. So Trump was the last hope. Didn't work out. What you going to do, I guess. The best scenario for this, and I've also said this before, but is that the best scenario is that you get these AI productivity gains, which would potentially, like these productivity gains would potentially offset the need for more immigrants. Because like I've said, and this is the exact same thing is happening in Canada right now. Canada is in a recession, a technical recession. Prime Minister Mark Carney came out and he's like, yeah, we're in a recession because we closed the borders, which is what happens when you are an economy that is just predicated upon consumption, which is the U.S. economy as well. It's all about consumption. You get rid of the consumers and you go, yeah, obviously growth drops. Now, these AI productivity gains could actually make it so they don't even need to import immigrants because they can almost balance out the consumption and everybody's more prosperous. And you go, you know what, we could keep it at this like 3% benchmark, inflation benchmark, and not have to import it. But, and this is going to be happening, unfortunately, is the powers that be are going to go, well, why grow 3% when we can grow 5%? Or 4%. Why 3%? 3% is just this arbitrary number we kind of just came up with. But what's better than 3%? 4% growth. Why don't we do AI and immigrants, which is what I think is going to happen. And again, I know you guys probably don't like that, but this is what's going to happen. If I could give any of you any advice for the future, the near future, is get some kind of skill and own hard assets.